Has anyone else noticed that clothes don't seem to last very long anymore? We keep shopping and shopping. In fact, according to data, we are shopping now more than ever before. But it seems like we're getting the quantity, but not necessarily the quality, which is a problem because not only is it wasteful and expensive living this way, it's just not sustainable. Now, as individuals, there's not a lot that we can do on a one-on-one basis, but there are some things that we can do to help manage this issue. So in this video, I wanted to talk about how you can shop right, shop responsibly, shop sensibly, and how you can make sure you get good quality clothes every time you shop, and how you can maintain those clothes, making them last longer and maintain this quality for a very, very long time. In case you're seeing my content for the very first time, hi, my name is Sky. Welcome to my channel. Over here, I talk all things minimalist lifestyle, creativity, and productivity. Everything is easy, chill, and easy over here. So if you like the vibe, please consider subscribing. For example, I'm wearing a pair of pants right now, and it's kind of one of my oldest pieces of clothing that I own. I've had it now for over 5 years at least, and even though there's some wear and tear naturally, it's still very much in good condition, and it can still, carry me for a while longer. That's why I advise that you buy quality over quantity. If you have 10 quality clothes or 10 quality accessories or even any item, more often than not, you get more value out of it more than 20 of a lower quality, clothes or shoes or whatever. So by the time I got it, it was a little pricey. I think it was the most priciest or most expensive pair of pants that I ever bought. But looking back now, it was a good, investment at the time, and I've worn it for so many times over so many years, and it's still going. So don't be afraid to spend a little bit more than normal if you can afford it to get good quality stuff. It's better that way. It's smarter. It's less expensive ultimately, and it's better to solve this whole issue of over purchasing clothes that won't last you long. While shopping, look out for fabrics that are good, that are close to natural as possible. So your cottons and your silks. And if you're looking to buy denim, for example, one very small trick I learned about denim many years ago is that if you must buy denim that has, elastic that draws, basically, look for denim that doesn't have a lot of elastane. The ideal advised percentage is usually 2% elastane and 98% cotton or whatever other natural fabric that the jeans will have. But most jeans will come with 98% cotton and 2% elastane. Now, the more affordable jeans that we buy, they have other mixture, polyester or other stuff. That kind of makes it more affordable. But ultimately, try not to buy jeans that have too much elastane. Even though it might look good and it's cheap to buy, it doesn't really last very long. Same with shoes and bags. If you're someone who buys those things, you also bear me witness that buying the cheapest thing you find in the market is often not the best, because you find that they don't last very long and you might have to replace them sooner than you'd like. Most people don't have access to pure or authentic leather goods. They can be very expensive and they are scarce, but there are a few synthetic leather that you find in the market that are good quality. It's just for you to take a little bit of time to inspect what you're buying, making sure that you get something that is as close to high quality as you can afford. Same with jewelry and accessory. In case you guys don't know, I have a jewelry business on Instagram, online basically, and I sell non-tarnished jewelry, mostly made out of stainless steel. And if you can afford to buy gold, like real gold, that's usually a better investment to make over time, because you've wear them for a very long time. It doesn't feel, it doesn't wash, and it has high resale value. But barring that, if you can't afford or don't have access to real gold, getting stainless steel jewelry is another way for you to wear jewelry that will last you for a while. So instead of buying jewelry and accessories that are cheap and not good, that will just wear it once and then they'll turn black or even give you some sort of a reaction on your skin, you don't want to do that. So if you can buy gold and silver and pure metal jewelry, do that. If you can't afford it, the next best thing is to get something that is good, stainless steel, titanium. There are other metals that you can get that are not as expensive as gold, but it will last you for a very, very long time. Coincidentally, most of the things that I own that have lasted me for a very long time are things that I thrifted, and that's why I'm a big advocate for buying secondhand and thrifting. Now, this is not for everybody, obviously, but if you can have access to a market or stores that sell good quality thrift items, consider buying those. Over the years, I've found beautiful things, some designer items even. I once got a Gucci dress off of Thrift. There's so many things. You can buy Coach bags, you can get good quality thrift material, thrift like items, from clothing to shoes to bags, and they will last you very, very long. So consider thrifting. It's something that is a way for you to get good quality items at a good price, and it's much more sustainable. Something else that I advocate is for you to shop intentionally. Every single time I have a whole list on my phone of the things that I have or what I don't have, so I know what I'm supposed to buy, what I'm lacking, and if I get any piece, I kind of strike it off. So once I'm buying anything, I kind of go through what I need and buy just those things. I hardly ever deviate from that. Once in a while, you splurge and buy something that catches your eye, but 9 times out of 10 when I buy stuff is things that I actually need, because I keep an actual list on my phone. So I advise that you take stock of what you do have, your closet, of your wardrobe, your accessories, everything actually that you have. Take stock and try and find what you actually need and shop those things first. It also helps to have a personal style, or some sort of personal style. What this will do for you is to help you narrow down what you actually like, so that every time you buy clothes or buy shoes or buy accessories, these are actually things that you are going to wear, instead of just shopping just because you see something online or something gets advertised to you, or you see a friend or family buying those things. I'm going to also want to ignore trends. I know trends are fun, and fashion trends are something that I love, like consuming that in form of content. I love to see all the collections. Like I follow Fashion Week all the time. I like to see what's out there. I love it. So I consume fashion from an artistic entertainment point of view. But when it comes down to actually shopping or bringing in things into my life, I kind of ignore trends and buy and wear only what I know that I like, what I know that I need. Like I always say here, you can't buy every single trend. You can't buy every single thing you see out there on Instagram. You can't buy every single thing that gets shown to you over advertisement. So you need to kind of gain some sort of a discipline, narrow down what your personal style is, and shop intentionally. Shopping aside, maintenance is another big thing. You need to know how to maintain the clothes that you have. There are some fabric that require certain kind of handling. Let's say, for example, if you buy silk material or clothes that are of silk fabric, it's advised that you either hand wash them or wash them gently. Most washing machines, if you have a washing machine, you find that there's a regular setting for like normal wash, and then there's setting for hard wash. Advised to not use hard wash if you can avoid it. I don't know a lot of fabric that requires hard washing. Maybe some denim that don't have any elastin, because I have some denim that don't have any elastin at all, and those can be difficult to wash. So maybe that's what they made that setting for. But for the most part, most clothes don't require a hard wash. I've mentioned silks. Laces are also another one that you also want to wash extra gently. So most people have lace underwear, and it's advised that you don't put them in the machine. If you can, hand wash them. T-shirts are another big one. I advise to not spin your t-shirts. That's one thing I learned of recent. I used to wash and spin my t-shirts, but I find that when you spin them, they kind of lose shape for some reason, which is kind of understandable, because the mechanics of how the spinning is happening kind of distorts or kind of disturbs how the thread and the material kind of lays. So if you can avoid spinning your clothes that have elastic, like any clothes that you have that has elastic or is elastic, try not to spin them. It's best you just wash and rinse and then air dry. Air drying is something that helps clothes. I know that spinning is convenient in terms of speed of drying clothes, and we don't have a lot of time to wait for clothes to dry sometimes. And if you're washing heavier materials or heavier fabric, then spinning kind of helps you reduce your drying time. I know all of that, but if you can avoid spinning all of your clothes, the ones that have elastin, avoid those. Go straight into air drying, and it's much better. Speaking of air drying, I also learned to not leave your clothes under the elements for too long. If you do have your clothes outside the line to dry, I don't know where you live, but here we dry our clothes outside to dry. It's advised that you take them in once it's evening, so that you don't have dew falling on them. Even though air drying is good, I learned over time that leaving your colored clothes or your dark clothes under direct sunlight might not be the best. I find that it makes the colors fade out a little bit too quickly. So if you're going to air dry your clothes, and if you can find a space where you are getting fresh air like on the clothes but not direct sunlight, I think that's the better option instead of direct harsh sunlight. One other old trick that we learned when we were much younger is to keep your white whiter by washing it with a little bit of blue. I don't know what it's called in case you're not in Nigeria or don't live in this part of the world, but there's something we have that is called blue. I'll try and put a picture somewhere on the screen so you see it. It's not the most easiest thing to use. It can be a little messy, it can be a little somehow, and if you put too much of the blue, you can go ahead and give your white clothes, some unnatural blue hue. But I found that it's a way for you to cancel out whatever yellowness or any tinge of brownness that you find in your white clothes over time naturally. I wear quite a bit of white clothing, and I find that regardless of how much I wash them and how well I bleach them, after a while you begin to find that it gets a little yellowish kind of. So adding a little bit of blue in your washing or rinsing water helps cancel that out. When you store your clothes in your closet, I also learned that when it comes to knits or anything that's like a knit fabric, like cottons or t-shirts or cardigans or sweaters, it's best that you fold them instead of hanging them. And this makes sense because even t-shirts, if you hang them in a hanger, you find that the weight kind of makes it drop and lose form over time. If you have stiffer fabric like the shirt that I'm wearing, or any cotton shirt, or any stiff fabric like linens, or denim or chinos, then those can go on the hanger because they kind of benefit from being hung straight, so that in case you don't want to iron them, they still kind of look good. But when it comes to knits and fabric that kind of draws or have elastic, fold those instead of hanging. And in case you have a closed closet or wardrobe, one thing I do is to put camphor balls or naphthalene balls. I don't know what you call it where you are, but it's commonly called camphor balls here. And what those things do is to help take away any form of mold or dewiness that you'll find in enclosed spaces. It just keeps the place smelling nice and not kind of moldy. And there are some fabric air fresheners or closet air fresheners that you can buy that also do the same thing. Don't be afraid to mend your clothes or make adjustments. Sometimes you buy clothes and you find that they require some sort of adjustment. I advocate, instead of throwing it away or just buying new stuff, try and adjust them. If, for example, you bought certain outfits and maybe it's too big for you, or maybe it was your size before and now it's no longer your size, consider mending them. Consider getting them taken in by a tailor. It's helping the tailor's economy, and it's a way for you to wear your clothes for a long time. Recycling your clothes helps overall. One thing again that I do with my denim, my jeans trousers, after I've worn them for a while, just before I get rid of them, I kind of cut them into shorts and I wear those again for a while. It's a way for you to extend the life cycle of your clothes. So sometimes you can repurpose what you've already worn before. If there are certain DIYs or trends that you might want to try, for example, if I want to turn my long sleeve shirt into short sleeve, or I want to turn a longer shirt into a cropped one, I can do all of these fun things. It's fun to play around with your existing clothes before you throw them out, and it's a way for you to extend the life cycle and make them last longer and serve you for much longer. When I'm not a minimalist, it just pays to be a little bit more mindful of how you're shopping, what you're shopping, how you're maintaining what you have. It will just help them last longer and give you more value for your money. And sometimes you might need to even consider what you have or what you are buying and let them go. I made a video like 2 weeks back where I spoke about the things that I've stopped buying, that I've quit buying. Those are things that are nice to have, but I just find that they don't fit my lifestyle and I don't need them. Consider doing that too. Go through what you are buying and how you're shopping, and look at what you might need to let go of and stop buying. In case it doesn't serve you, there's no point to keep buying them. I'd love to hear your comments, so leave them below. I'll be happy to hear from you. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe in case you haven't. I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.